I'm Donald Freeman. You probably know me for running for District 5 in the city of Deltona. This particular incident was how can I say this? The straw that broke the camel's back for me. And this happened about a month ago, and I had to sit down and do a lot of soul searching and thought about why I wanted to bring this out. This involves Santiago Avila Jr. He's running for District 2 City Commissioner. The particular incident that I'm talking about happened roughly about a month ago, and it having to do with William Sell, Brett Douglas, and all on a post and different things like that. Give you a little background, okay? Because this election coming up is very important, okay? The background of this is Santiago supports Zenaida. Evidently, William Sell supports Erica, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. All three candidates, Webster Barnaby, Williams, Erica, and then you got Zenaida Dinizak. All of them are outstanding candidates. So whoever you support, whatever happens of whatever this person does or that person does, don't let that affect your opinion on who you want to vote for. Kevin Nicolai is a fake profile that was utilized during the last election by Santiago Avila Jr. And I know this because he sent me texts, and I know it. I've seen him use it before. And what's unfortunate is he used this particular profile against William Sell, who has a different opinion, okay, on who he supports. He supports Erica, and Santiago supports Zenaida, and he's trying to bully William into changing his idea, okay, his vote and his support, and which he does quite a bit to numerous people. Santiago used his fake profile because it gives him the freedom and leeway to really truly say what he believes, and it's contradictory to what he says out in public. You got the persona, the political persona is, you know, Santiago Avila for District 2, and it's out there. And then you got Kevin Nicolai, who will slam people left and right, but if you see how they word things, you could tell it's the same person. But I know who it is because he told me. I've seen him use it. It's his account. He's using that to promote himself and to go after people and say things that he cannot normally say as Santiago Avila Jr. Look at the text messages that I'm going to put up on the screen between the two, William Sell and Santiago Avila Jr. And you can clearly see how rude and condescending he is. For example, this is not word verbatim, but he doesn't support Webster Barnaby, and Webster Barnaby is a great guy, okay? He takes Kevin Nicolai's thing and he turns around and he tries to deflect things and go, he would be better to square away things in Deltona as a city mayor and get all these Democrats out, okay? Now, is that true? My theory is this. If he's able to go into the city of Deltona as a mayor and square that away, what's saying that he's not good enough to run in District 27 for the House? The seat's open. It's David Santiago's seat. And you got Zenaida, you got Erica, and you got Webster that are running for that particular seat as a Republican Party. I believe in integrity, honesty, and commitment, okay? I believe in all those things to the core, okay? And the more and more I saw this, it bothered me, and I mentioned certain things to him, and he shot them down and dismissed them, and I just let it be because, you know, after I ran for office, I tell you what, I hate politicians, and I don't, you know, I can't say I'm not a politician because I ran for office, but I hate politicians. They lie to your face. They don't do the right thing. And that's what Santiago was doing. He was putting a persona up there that is not truthful for what he is. Okay? For example, okay, and I don't want to name drop, but his director of communications back in the last election, he treated her so bad that she would call me on the phone crying numerous times And I had to console her. I tried to invite her to my campaign, but she's so loyal that she stayed on his campaign. She tried to help me out for a couple of days. He found out, and then he yanked her back and then scolded her again, and she called me crying about that. That's wrong. I mean, she bent over backwards for him. And it's not just her. You know, I don't want to name drop, but there's another lady that was helping out his campaign, and he did this passive aggressive stuff. He just ostracized her, took her off all his lists. She shows up to volunteer, and she's like, where's my stuff at? She's no longer a part of the campaign. That's a pretty crappy way to let people know. That shows no type of respect for the people that volunteer for you. Professionally, I'm not running for any political office. I am not running against him. I have no dog in this fight. But I tell you what, this is the same thing that he did to me. All right, and this is not, and what he did to me was 90 plus days ago. So what he did to William Sell, who is supposedly his friend, and he wants to backstab him and really embarrass him like that, he did the same thing to me, but worse. But I wasn't going to come bring that out. I wasn't going to go against him until this happened. And I think everybody needs to know who this person is, okay? And I hate to put my personal life out there, because the lady I was dating is a lovely lady, okay? And before I tell you what he did, but this is the type of person that he is. I was at work. He calls me up. This is when the Venezuela thing was happening, when they was running people over with armored cars, and people were getting shot at in Caracas. And she's down there. I'm talking to her, right? I know she's just like me. She's out there protesting because she thinks it's wrong, okay? And I'm not going to stop her. I'm not gonna do that. I respect her, and I'm gonna support what she decides to do. What he did, he calls me at work when I just got off the phone. He didn't know I was on the phone with her. He calls me when I'm at work, and he tells me, "Oh, not to stress you out, but my girlfriend, I'm not gonna mention her name, got arrested, and they don't know where she's at." I literally just hung up the phone with my girlfriend at the time. What kind of sick individual does that? And he just sat there, and he was silent on the phone. He's like, "Oh, I'm just joking around." That's not a joke. When you love somebody like that, that's not a joke. Okay, what he did to me personally, him and his wife was translating something for me. She promised me she wouldn't say nothing. She didn't like what she saw in the translation. She told my girlfriend that, which that's okay. I mean, I shouldn't have even went to her in the first place. They talked a lot of trash about her family, everything that they was doing, helping with one of her sisters that was over here underneath asylum, and helping out with her immigration status. They talked a lot of inappropriate stuff about that. That's all I'm gonna say, because a lot of that stuff it really upsets me, because it's inappropriate things to say about anybody. He's supposedly a friend of mine. Okay, he's supposedly a friend of mine, and we all look tight, right? Everybody knows that. And he turns around, and all the stuff that he said about my girlfriend, the only people that was in the room was Maria, him, and me. Me and him went at it because of this. 3 days later, I get a phone call from my ex-girlfriend, and she's really upset about all the things that were said that I supposedly said, and everything that she said that I said was said by Santiago. The only 3 people in the room was Maria, Santiago, and me. And it went to her sister went to her parents, and it just caused a whole big thing, and that affected my relationship, which I'm never going to get back with her again. But that is a sidebar. I wasn't even going to bring this stuff up until I see him consistently do this time and time again. From the campaign, he did it to me, and then he's doing it to William Sell. For example, he's got a radio show out, okay? I didn't talk to him directly, but I talked to his his co-host, and that person said Santiago would never do this. He would never bring these people in. He wanted to bring in Neighbors Helping Neighbors, another group organization, right, and help promote them. I brought up, why don't you help out the CLC? They do a lot of things for this community, okay? And you know what this person told me? This person told me they're a bunch of Democrat socialists that are all about themselves, and we're not going to promote them. And specifically because Dana McCool and Terry Ellis were involved. And I'm like, those people do a lot for this community. Those people don't care. Okay, I for one help out the CLC, and I hate to name drop because I don't put my stuff out there like my opponent does and take selfies. I do a lot of stuff out there that I don't bring up to anybody, but I see that they're bipartisan. They don't care what politics you're in. They're out to help out the community, and that's what you need to do. And I brought that up to Santiago's co-host, and he said Santiago will never do it because of that specific reason. And I'm like, that's so wrong. If you're out here for the community, for putting Deltona first, you're putting yourself first. You're not putting Deltona first. Nobody's running against him. He's probably going to get elected in, which is sad. And everybody complains about Heidi or Nabik. Okay, he is far worse than those people. Okay, I went to several board meetings of his, and he runs his meetings exactly the way you see the Dias run. He likes yes men around and rubber stamping. He likes to be in control and in charge. And that's my opinion. And like any other opinion, take it with a grain of salt. Because I'm not, this is what I've seen. Wouldn't know because I wasn't talking to him at the time. But he does like to post places where he's at the Trump rally when he's not at the Trump rally. He posts different things like that. To me, that's like a line. You don't lie to things. You don't lie about small things. If he's going to go out there and lie about small things, what is he going to do about this? And what's sad is he has problems paying his bills. And what I mean by that, he's got an IRS problem with a substantial amount of money that he didn't pay for his businesses. And he wants to be in our government, be in charge of our money. And they don't do a good job right now about it. And you're going to put this guy that can't manage his own business and his own personal life and his finances, that you want to bring him in and run our money. I don't think so. We need to find somebody better. We deserve better. You and I, and the citizens of Deltona, we deserve better than what we are offered now. In my personal opinion, and this is only it, anybody but Santiago for District 2. Santiago is running his campaign on his campaign crest on his website. He's got, of course, Deltona first. Transparency, integrity, and accountability. And here's what I'm asking Santiago to do. Okay, be transparent. You're not very transparent. You pick and choose your interviews so you can rubber stamp it. Don't do that. Have integrity. Treat people right. Treat people like you want people to treat your family. Okay? These volunteers work hard for you. Treat them right. Okay? Show a little bit of honor and commitment. And be accountable for your actions. Come out and admit that Kevin Nicolai was you. And what other people would think is that you're a coward. You're a very intelligent man. You are. Now it's time to do the right thing. It's quit hiding behind these fake profiles and quit. Just be transparent. Have a little bit of integrity. Live by your crest. Not just words that are going to be cannon fodder out there. Just words that mean nothing, but that you're going to make people think that means something. Actually live up to those words. Be transparent. Have integrity. And be accountable for your actions. My past experience, while I see what they do, is they're probably going to call DCF on me. I'm going to have code enforcement come over to my house, which I'm prepared for both of that. What I'm telling you is the truth, and they're going to try to retaliate a certain way, and I've seen them do it before. Anybody but Santiago.